I'm here with author Cocky van Dijk, a Dutch fantasy author, but also one of the two people that runs maybe the biggest fantasy publishing company in the Netherlands. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. Yeah, that's true.
How did you get started in the world of fantasy?
Well, it started a long time ago when I'm a little girl. No, um, when I was a year, like 20 years old or something, I've done a lot of short story writing, and there are a few. Oh, zeg je dat?
I can translate.
Oké, heel veel schrijfwedstrijden waren er.
Heel veel?
Schrijfwedstrijden.
Oh, lots of contests, like writing contests. So you participated in writing contests.
Absolutely. So, and that was the way how I learned to write stories. So, writing a story, you have to learn to get a begin, a middle, and an end. So that, yeah, it was a good way to learn that.
And has it always been fantasy your first love, or was it reading in general?
Oh no, yeah, well, reading in general, but a lot of fantasy, and it started with the books of my parents, also fantasy. So,
You're from a lineage of writers.
no, not writers, the readers.
Oh, they were readers. You took their books. Oh, I thought your parents were also writing books. No, no, no. And what was the? Do you remember some of those books you read as a child?
Uh, oh, that's a long time ago. Not no.
No worries.
It was
What,
so very much.
what was the first book that you wrote yourself?
That was this one, the book, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a short story for a contest. And the jury says, well, you have to write a whole book of it. And now it's a trilogy. You see?
So those three books started as a short story, and then you took it to a much bigger scale.
Yes. Yeah.
What are the books about? Can you tell me a little bit about the world in which it takes place?
Yes. Well, it's a Dutch word, so drakenzieler. It's not a usual word. It's made up. And a drakenzieler, maybe you can translate it like a Drekker solar or something. It's like a sort of spirit guide. And when a dragon is going to die, they scream, and the magician hears the scream, and he goes to the dragon, and when the soul comes out of the dragon body, he catch it in a magic bubble, and they go to the underworld, and then there he release it so they can born again.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a new dragon.
Right. No, well, the same, really.
Ah.
So they are very intelligent, and they remember all their past lives, and they are good dragons. So that's a little bit of the world, and then Fenne, that is the the person, the character of
The protagonist of the story, yes?
right. Thank you. And she dreams of being a Drekker Solar of Drakenzieler. And yeah, so she
So
wants.
she wants to catch those souls of dragons that are about to die.
Yeah, right. And she has to yeah, do the proeven.
She has to go through trials and to
Right.
test.
Right. And then ja, ze slaagt. Ik moet het
And then she graduates. She becomes a professional official dragon solar.
Right. And when she hears her first dragon calls her, she's going to get it to the dragon. She runs, and when the soul is coming free, she gets it and take it in her magic bubble to the underground. But then he, yeah, daar verraadt hij haar. He betrays her.
So the soul of the dragon betrays her.
Yes, and he push her out of the body, and then she is in the undergrounds with all ghosts and yeah.
Oh my goodness, she gets stuck in the
Right,
underworld because of
right,
that evil dragon.
right. And then she had to get free, and that is all of this.
And then it takes the 3 long books for her to find her way out of
Out
that
of it,
awful
right?
world.
Right. Yeah.
So you think it's just about a very nice girl who is going to help these poor little dragons, and it turns out that she is actually the one who needs saving.
Right, right. That's true. And she grows and she learns, and
Obviously, you need to have transformation in every story.
right.
What is your process? How do you write? Is it something you do every day, or
I try to. I
Yeah.
try to write every day because then you stay in the story, and that's important.
do you have a ritual to start writing? Do you write in the morning? Does it need certain quantities of tea or coffee?
Very much coffee. Very much coffee. No, I wake up an hour earlier. So I write early in the morning, and then the house is quiet, everything is quiet, and I'm typing like a maniac. And yes, a lot of coffee. And then, then I'm going to work after that. But then I'm very happy because I've written.
And it's something you get out of the way the first thing in the morning. So you have to create space for writing.
Uh, yes, because I have a very big job, very busy, and yeah. So when I start early in the morning, that's the first job or thing I do, and that's fun. And then I'm happy because then I'm succeed in my writing, and early in the morning my head is the clearest. So then yeah, then it has space.
I love it because it means that you create basically a bit of a sacred space and sacred time for yourself
Right?
and for what you love to do most, and that gives you energy for the rest of the day.
Yes.
Amazing. So tell me about your work because you already hinted at you're part of a publishing couple
Yeah.
and you're focusing on giving Dutch fantasy writers a platform
Yes,
to
yes,
publish
that's
their
true.
stories. How did that get going? How did you start that?
Oh well, long time ago, the first publisher of Silversport, that was Jos Weimer, and he gives my first book a birth.
Yes.
And then I became his right hands. So I work a lot with him, and he learned me the process and etc. And but then one of the sudden he died, so that was very tragic. Yeah, that was yeah, difficult, and it was all very sudden. And well, a little bit later, we've got an opportunity to yeah, go further with the publish house.
Yeah, so you basically took on what he started and continued
Yeah.
it and turned it into your job.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
So this is of course a relatively, if you compare it to the big world of fantasy writing, it's a very small world, small readership, small amount of writers.
Yeah.
Why not go international? Why don't you just go and do it like a big like Amazon deal and just do what everybody else is doing?
Well, yeah, well, because maybe that's because everybody is doing that, but the most books are coming from England and America and etc. But the Dutch writers are also very unique in their stories, and they have beautiful stories. So why not those books? So that is what we're doing. We give those books the light.
Yeah, what always strikes me when I'm talking to authors here is that when I ask them about their relationship to your publishing company, they say it's more than just a commercial relationship. It feels like we're a family.
Yeah.
We all know each other. We're friends. We hang out together. We are all together here at events like these. Is that an important aspect of what you do?
Yes, I think so. Yes, it's well. How do you say that? It's passion from both of us, from my husband and me, and it's also yeah a lot of love, and we want to give those authors a house, a home where they can be themselves and give their books a light, a life, you know. Yeah, well, that's very important to us.
And do you also like mentor these writers? Because I can imagine that not everybody has a lot of experience in publishing a book that is actually worth reading.
Yeah, that is what we love to do. So we like to give good stories, and maybe they are not really good at first, or they have to go another way or something, and we do that together, and that is so nice to do. So we make books. Yeah, how do you say? we yeah, we love to make books good and give it a life together.
Right, you grow together with your writers.
That's how, yeah,
Yeah.
you say it much more perfect.
No,
Yeah.
no. You're doing a terrific job, and I love the way in which you do business because it's that always strikes me that how that must be hard to strike the right balance between both being there for your writers, supporting them, and maybe even giving people a chance when they're not yet at their prime, and at the same time. It's also a business. You also have to pay for the books, and it's not a cheap business because
No.
you have to invest in these books. How do you balance those two?
Well, that's my husband's jobs more. So I do the writing job and he do the numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, how do you do that? Yeah, carefully, I think. Yeah.
And is how big is the readers market for fantasy literature in the Netherlands? Can you give me some idea of am I talking about thousands of people who buy these books or tens of thousands? I have no idea.
No, well, yeah, thousands, denk ik. Thousands. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a small group, of course. In the Netherlands, it's not really big. And all the writers, then is fantasy a little group of all the readers and the writers. So, like that, yeah. But it's a really, how do you say that? Well, a lovely group.
Yes.
Loving group also.
Yeah. Well, I like that because that is also important in a business. People always think it's just about the money,
No,
but you wouldn't be in this work if it was just about the money, I guess.
I get no.
There are better ways to get rich.
Yes, but also, well, you have, of course, you have to do the money, but it's also here and here. That's also very important for a human being, I guess. Yeah.
Was there a moment in your own writer's career that you got stuck, or it was difficult, or you had to overcome something that you struggled with, either personally or as an author?
Yes, of course. Well, when you struggle personally, you also struggle a little bit in your reading, I think. But that is the moment then you have when you have to put your difficulties in your books.
Oh, so you translate them just to a story?
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's yeah.
Can you give me an example of?
Oh, yes, a very difficult one. That's this one. I can do that.
Sure.
And this one. So this is Fenne, and well, one upon a time, we are trying to have kids, but it doesn't work that as well. So that was a very difficult moment for us in our marriage. So Fenne, my main character, has getting my baby in my book.
Seriously? Wow.
Yeah, but that was a way to give it a place.
To process it,
Yeah.
and still, in a certain way, you've given life
Yes.
to that child.
Yes, it is in the book, and my books are also my babies. Yeah,
Imagine that. What a wonderful story. And what is the baby like?
oh, lovely. A little bit of a dragon, you know. Yeah.
That is so beautiful. And would that be your advice also for other people, authors that get stuck? Just put it in your story, give it a place.
Yes, because you can always, well, how do you say that? Keep your difficulties in your body, in your heart, but it doesn't work. You have to get it out.
You have to process it. And turn it into something good, maybe, even the suffering.
Beautiful. And then you can be proud of it and you overcome it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is so wonderful to hear. And all the best for your publishing company.
Thank you.
But also, you feel a little bit like the mother of this family here.
Maybe well, yeah. A little bit.
Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.